my channel. In this video, I am going to explain functions in C language. If you are seeing my channel first time, please subscribe and share it to your friends. What we are going to discuss in this video? Functions. What is a function? Types of functions in C language. How to define a function? That is function prototype. What are the elements of functions like header part, body part, all those things? How to call a function? What are the advantages of a function? And finding factorial of n using functions. Now we discuss what is a function. In our day-to-day life, we are using the word function. Function means making some task. For example, marriage function, birthday function. We are saying the word function. Function means performing some task. In C language, not only in C language, in any programming language, function is a collection of statements designed to do a specific task. It is a collection of statements which are designed to do a specific task. Every function is having a specific task. For example, finding the factorial of a number, sum of a number, square of a number, cube root of a number, length of a string, like that. It is designed to do a specific task. These functions can be executed independently. Function is almost like similar to your program. But one function can be called from another function, and generally these functions can be called from main function, or else one function can be called from another function. Function is also known as procedure or subroutine in other programming languages. For example, in RDBMS like SQL, we call it as subroutines or procedures. Some other programming language like Fortran, we call it as procedures. So function, procedure, subroutine, almost these three words can be used interchangeably. Function, procedure, subroutine. There is a slight variancy, but you consider it as same. A function can be called by any other function, including main function. In the same way, one function can call another function any number of times. A function can call by any other function or functions. In the same way, one function can call any other functions. For example, you consider doctor in our human society. Doctor is having some functionality. You as a general common man, you can call a doctor. That means doctor discharges doctor functionality. In the same way, lawyer performs the lawyer functionality. Every person in the society is having their own functionality. In the same way, lecturer is having some functionality. You call it as lecturer functionality. If you have any subject doubt, you call lecturer. If you have any medical issue, you call doctor. If you have any legal issue, you call lawyer. Like that, every person is having their own functionality. So in the same way, in programming languages also, for different functions, we write different functions. So you can call any functions. If a function called by itself, it is called as recursion. Now you see that types of functions. Generally in the university exams, they are asking what is a function, what are the types of functions. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe my channel and share it to your friends. Watch the videos till the end. Don't skip the video. Now the types of functions. Based upon the function definition, who defines the function and who uses the function. Functions are of two types. They are library functions and user defined functions. Consider library. Library functions are also known as standard functions or built-in functions. The functions which are coming along with the preprocessor header files like stdio.h, conio.h, string.h, math.h or so on so are known as library functions. That means the function is already defined. Just you need to use it. You need not to write the function. Just you call the function. For example, printf, scanf, what you are using for input and output. Scanf is for input and printf is for output purpose. So are you using the function, or are you defining complete procedure to use? Just we are using the function scanf, printf, clr, ser. We are not defining the complete procedure how it works. Someone else has defined the procedure. Who has designed? The language developers have defined the complete procedure how these functions should perform their task, and they have attached the related functions into one file. They have called it as header file. For example, all input output functions are included in standard input output header file. In the same way, console related input output are as stored in conio.h. String related functions like string length, strlen, strcpy, these string related functions are stored in string.h. Mathematical related functions are defined in math.h. So these functions just we use. So these are called as library functions or built-in functions. Next one, it is not possible to define all the functions for all the users. So different users have different requirements. To fulfill our individual requirements, the C language developers have allowed the end user to define their own functionality. These are known as user-defined functions. In this video, I am explaining how to define a user-defined function along with some programming example. For example, factorial of a number, sum function, line function, etc. Now we are going to define how to define a function. We are going to discuss how to define a function. So before using the user defined function, you have to define. So to define the function, we use the following syntax: return type space function name within open brackets write parameters list. These parameters in the function header are known as formal parameters. Return type, it may be an integer, it may be float, char, normal, any basic data type. If you have not specified any return type, it will be considering it as int, not void. If your function is not returning anything, you should write void. If you have not specified any return type, by default it will be considering as int, int. Function name, normal, whatever the rules and regulations following for variable, same variable names and rules and regulations we use for function name. Open bracket parameters. Parameters also optional. Without parameters also you can write. After writing this function header, don't use semicolon, you give the function body. Within the function body starts with a brace like your main function. Main is also a special user defined function. In the body of the function, you write whatever the statements you want, you write. Whatever the works the function has to discharge will be placed in the function body place. Last executable statements of function body is return. The return statement moves the control back to the calling location. This is function syntax. Return type, function name, parameters list, within the braces body of the function, and last statement of this body is a return statement. Last statement, logically last statement. For consider a small example for factorial of n. You see, here my data type is, here my return type is int, and my function name is fact. You see, my function name is fact, and my parameter is n, is of type int. You see, so this is my return type. What is my return type? Int. What is my function name? My function name is fact. Just why your parents have given name to you? Yes, to refer you, to call you. You cannot call with a man, ho man, like that. So to identify a person uniquely, your parents have given a name to you. In the same way, to invoke the function, to call a function, It should have a name. Without a name, you cannot define a function. That is the purpose of function. Next one, to communicate, to give something to the function or to get something from the function, we use parameters. The parameters inside the function header are known as formal parameters. Formal parameters. This is called as function header. The function first line of this function statement is known as function header. This is function header. Function header. Yes, how your head is top position. In the same way, function header is also in the top position. That is function header. Below the function header, you have body of the function. Okay, function header. Function header consists of return type, function name, parameters list. In this, function type is mandatory, compulsory. Return type is optional. Parameters also optional. If you have not given any return type, it will be considering as int. If a function is not intended to return anything, we should write it as void. You please recollect your main program. We are writing void main. That means the main function is not returning anything to the OS. That's why we write void main. If you have not written void main, if you are writing int main or normal main, at last executable statement, we are writing return 0. That means default main return type is int. So at last we are writing the statement return 0. 0 is an integer. Parameters, formal parameters. The parameters included in function header are known as formal parameters. Now you see the body of the function. As I have given that, I am going to write a function to find factorial of n. Factorial of n. I am using two variables I and f. F is initialized with 1 because 1 is the multiplicative inverse. So I am writing f equals to 1. I is for counting purpose. For I is 1, I is less than or equal to n, I plus plus. F equal to f into I. 1 into 1. Next time 1 into 2. Next time 2 into 3. Next time 6 into 4, like that. We are repeating this process until I is less than or equal to n. If I is greater than n, we are stopping. At last, we are returning the f value. So we are writing the statement return. Return is a keyword. Return f. This is a simple example to write function, factorial of a number. Now you see, defining a function. Function is having two parts, function header and a function body. Function header and a function body. In the function header, what are the elements of function header? You see, function header consists of return type. Return type indicates what the value the function is returning. It may be the int, or it may be char, or it may be float, or it may be void, etc. If you have not specified anything, it will be considering as int. Next, it is optional. If you have not specified anything, it will be considering as int. Function name. This is the actual name to refer that function. Function name. That function name and return type parameter constitutes of function prototype or signature. Function signature. Parameters. Parameters are of two types, formal parameters and actual parameters. I am giving one more video on parameters list. These parameters placed inside the function header are known as formal parameters. Parameters placed in function calling are known as actual parameters. Okay, they are working like placeholders. Function body. Whatever the work the function has to discharge will be placed in the function body. Next, how to call a function. Function definition is not enough. You need to use that function. A function call is an important part in the programming language. A function can be called from inside of the main program or from any other function. If a function is calling by itself inside the same function, that is known as a recursion. We call that function with the help of the name and parameters. We should follow the prototype. Prototype means the number of parameters, order of parameters, and type of parameters of function calling should be matching with the function header. If they are not matching, it will give syntax error. Okay, now if for example in the function definition you have only two parameters, two integer parameters. In the function calling, if you are giving three parameters, then it will give too many parameters, because in the function call that will consider function header is the standard place, standard point. If the function calling is having more number of parameters than function definition, it will give too many parameters. In the same way, if the function calling is having less number of parameters than function header, it is called as too short. If the order and type is not matching, it will give prototype error, function prototype error. While writing programs, compiling programs, you might got that too many errors, too short, prototype error, these type of errors. So this is the simple syntax. Function name, actual parameters. The parameters placed inside the function calling are known as actual parameters. Parameters placed in the function header are known as formal parameters. When a function is calling a function definition, the formal parameters are replaced by actual parameters. That means actual work is done on actual parameters. That's why the parameters inside the function name are placed in, are known as actual parameters. Consider this example. Same example, factorial, what I have discussed. Here x is my formal parameter. X is of type int, and this function name is fact, and its return type is int. Are you getting? Now you see, I am calling this fact function with fact of 4. So what is my formal parameter? X is my formal parameter. X is formal parameter. X is my formal parameter, because it is placed inside the function header. Then what is my 4? 4 is my actual parameter. It is my actual parameter. Formal parameters are replaced by actual parameter. Okay? Whenever I am calling fact of 4, that means it will refer. Fact is fact. Means the control will move to the function definition like this. And this x is replaced by 4. X is replaced by 4. Physically you have x variable, but when the function is working, x is replaced by 4. Now you see the logic. I is not initialized. I is an integer variable. F is an integer variable and initialized by 1. Initialized with 1. Now you consider this loop. This loop. I is 1. I is less than or equal to x. X means 4. X means 4. You see, x means 4. Condition true. I plus plus. Next iteration it will increment I by 1. F equal to F into 1. That means what is F value here? Yes. I value is 1. I is 1. F is 1. It is 1 into 1. 1. F is 1. You see. I value 1. F value 1. F is initialized with 1. And here I is initialized with 1. 1 into 1. F is 1. Okay, control will move. Now I value is incremented by 1. That means I value is 2. Condition true. So it will enter. F equal to F into I. Now I value is 2. I value is 2. So F equal to 1 into 2. 1 into 2 means F is 2. Okay, now F is 2. It will update. F is 2. Again control will move up. Control will move up. Okay. Now what is I value? Now I value is 3. I value is 3. Condition true. Now it is coming. What is the recent F value? Recent F value is 2. Now recent I value is 3. Recent I value is 3. 3 into 2. 3 into 2. I value will become 6. I value will become 6. Sorry, F value will become 6. Okay, it is 6. Now again control will move up. Now it is checking. It is checking back. Now I value is incremented by 1. I value is incremented by 1. Now I value will become 4. I is less than or equal to x. 4 is less than or equal to, condition true. Control will come. Control will come. Now what is the updated I value? Updated I value is 4. Updated I value is 4. Recent F value is 6. 6 into 4. 6 into 4. 24. 6 into 4. 24. Yes. Again we control will move up. Now I value become 5. Don't worry. I value becomes 5. I value becomes 5. Condition true or false? When I value becomes 5, condition is false. Condition is false. 5 less than or equal to x. X means 4. 5 is less than or equal to x. 4. Condition true or false? False. False means it will come outside of the loop. What is their return f? What is the recent f value? Recent f value is 24. So control will move to the function calling location. So it will return 24. Okay. Now this is the simple example. We can write with example. Are you clear about formal parameters and actual parameters? Now you see the advantages of functions. Functions gives the reusability. For repeated task, instead of writing n number of times, you write one time and you can use it n number of times. That is the reusability. Automatically function reduces the size of the program. When size of the program is reduced, automatically memory requirement will also be reduced. When the program size is small, for example, consider debugging 10 lines program comparing with 100 lines program. Generally, which is easy? 10 lines program will be easy. 10 lines program requires very less memory also. Reusability. Once the code is written, you can use it n number of times. You need not to use in the same program. If you want, you can use the functions defined in one program can be used in another program. These are the common uses of a function. Consider the C program. I am giving the complete C program. Along with this, I am also explaining with the help of C compiler also. stdio.h first one, comment, factorial of n using functions, standard input output header file, console input output header file. This function definition should be outside of the main function. Generally, we define above the main. We can define after main function also, but not in the main function. So I am defining the function above the main program. Int, return type is int, function name is factorial, my formal parameter is x. I am using only one formal parameter. In this factorial, I am reading only number. If I am writing any another function like sum of two numbers, I may be writing two variables. There is no restriction on number of formal parameters and order of formal parameters. As per my requirement, I choose the number and order and type of the parameters. I is a local variable. I and f are local variables. This I and f scope is within the function. Function local variables. I am using the for loop. I is 1, I is less than or equal to x, I plus plus. Same example, I am writing it in the format, program format, complete program format. So here the function body. This is function body. This is function header. Function header. Are you getting? When I am writing function header, I need to write return type, function name, formal parameters. Return type and formal parameters are optional, but in this function I need to return type and formal parameters. So n comma factorial are my local variables to the main program. Because I need to read n value, I need to find factorial for n and I need to store it. CLRSR, it is to clear the screen. I am asking the user to enter a value to find factorial. Printf statement. Scanf, it is to read n value. Read n value. As n is of integer type, so I am using the format specifier %d. In the scanf statement, variable name should be preceded by ampersand symbol. Factorial equal to fact of n. Here I am calling the function fact. Here I am calling the function fact. You see, name is matching. Fact, name is matching. Number of parameters 1. Type of parameters in the formal x data type is int. In the function calling n is of type int. So number of parameters matching, type of parameter matching, order of parameter matching and name of the parameter matching. So control will move to the function definition. And this x is replaced by n. X is replaced by n. Understand? X is replaced by n. That means formal parameter is replaced by actual parameter. Formal parameter is replaced by actual parameter. Whatever the n value I am giving, for that it is going to find the factorial. For example, after running, if I give n is 4, if I give n is 4, it will find factorial for 4. If I give 5, it will find factorial for 5. If I give 10, it find factorial for 10, like that. Only one time I am writing, I can find it n number of times. Print factorial of %d, n comma factorial. The return value will be stored in the factorial. So it will be printing here. If I give 4, it will be printing 24. Already we have discussed this in the example. Get ch, it is to hold the output screen. Now you see the execution in the practical manner. So here is the output, sample output. Now we see the example. So this is the factorial program. Just I am going to compile it for you. Alt F9, it is to compile the program. Alt R, it is to execute the program. For example, if I give 4, it will give 24. In the same way, if I give 5, it will be printing 120. 24 into 5. Next, now you see, if I use F7, main execution starts from main. CLRSR, it is to clear the screen. Enter a value to find the factorial. Scanf, it is to read n value. For example, if I am giving 3 only, control moves to the function definition. So here x is replaced by 3. How many times this loop works? 3 times, you see. I is 1, I is less than 3, I plus plus. 1 into 1, 1. Second time, third time. Then it returns, return f. It will return 6. Printf, factorial of %d is %d. Factorial of 3, first %d is corresponded by n. Second percentage is corresponded by factorial. This is the output. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.